Hi, my name's Allison, and I'm here to demonstrate backflow and cross-connection using this educational model that you see before me. The purity of public drinking water is an issue of great importance due to the serious public health threats that accompany contamination in water systems. Even if the water entering a distribution system from the water source is safe, measures must be taken to ensure that contamination does not enter the system through cross-connections and backflow. Contamination through backflow is a major area of concern in public drinking water, but technology exists to prevent it. This educational model demonstrates multiple scenarios where backflow can occur. It is intended to educate you on the risks of these situations in hopes that correct management practices will be put into place to prevent these situations from happening. The objective of the model is to physically represent situations where not using proper backflow, back pressure, or cross-connection prevention can lead to contamination of the public water supply. The model is lightweight, transportable, and visually impacting. It is designed for use in demonstrations for education and public awareness. It requires 4 to 6 liters of water for operation and connection to an electrical outlet. The model represents a small community public water supply. The water source is created by a pump, which fills a recirculating water tower. The tower provides pressure for the model's distribution system, and the water flows through the town to multiple scenarios and ultimately to the consumer's home, represented by a bathroom in this model. The model is built to demonstrate 4 different backflow scenarios, 2 back pressure and 2 back siphon. An interchangeable 5th scenario is also included, adding another alternative back siphon possibility. First, let's look at a back pressure scenario. The first back pressure scenario is created where a private water well is connected to the public water supply. In some cases, residents may not realize that a private well, which produces untreated water, say used for lawn irrigation, is even connected to the distribution system through plumbing in a home or business. This is a route that bacterial or chemical contamination, such as nitrate, may enter the system. The private well runs at a lower pressure than the public water supply. So, when the public supply is under normal pressure conditions, the private well does not contaminate the drinking water. However, if the pressure in the public water supply drops, the private well pressure is higher and forces its way into the public supply and contaminates the system. You can see how the red dye is entering the system and eventually enters the house, representing public contact. The second back pressure scenario is a pressurized vessel. The pressurized vessel we have demonstrated here is an industrial boiler on the top floor of an office building. Another example that occurs in the real world is pressurized chemical tanks, which include harmful and caustic substances, such as anti-corrosion chemicals or strong cleaning acids. The boiler operates under pressure, but like the private water well, does not have sufficient pressure to overpower the city water supply under normal conditions. When there is a drop in the system pressure, however, the pressure from the boiler can overpower the city pressure and allow contamination to flow into the system. You can see the green dye moving into the public water supply and reaching the house. The third backflow scenario demonstrates a back siphon event. This scenario is a submerged inlet in an elevated stock tank. You can see positive pressure under normal conditions where the stock tank is filling as water flows from the public system into the tank. If, however, an episode requiring large water demand somewhere else in the system, especially upstream, takes place, such as a large fire that requires large flow of water or a potential line break requiring repair, the pressure in the system can drop to a degree where there is a reversal of flow and water siphons into the system from the connected stock tank. Bacteria, viruses, and even chemical contamination could all be present in this tank. This contamination can now enter the system and will eventually reach households and pose a serious health threat. The fourth scenario demonstrates back siphon created from damaged water and sewage pipes. The sanitary water supply pipe is normally located a few feet above the sewage pipe, but if over time both have small cracks, problems might occur. When normal flow conditions exist, water under pressure flows out of the drinking water pipe and slowly flows into the surrounding area. The water may mix with the leaking sewage at a lower elevation. With sufficient positive water pressure in the drinking water line, none of this contaminated water can make its way into the system. If, however, there is a main break, dropping the pressure in the line, valves above and below the broken line will be shut off for repairs. When this takes place, and the cracked sewer line and drinking water line are surrounded with sufficient water, sewage-contaminated water is siphoned back into the drinking water supply. This water, contaminated with a range of microbial pathogens from sewage, can eventually reach the system and households, creating a serious public health threat. Another alternative back siphon scenario is where an inlet line is filling a truck at a truck fill station without an air gap. In this scenario, the line to fill the truck is submerged in the contaminated water as the truck is being filled. Under normal pressure conditions, the flow is positive and fills the truck. If, however, a pressure loss occurs in the system, such as a fire flow scenario, the pressure drops in the public supply and contaminated water is siphoned back into the drinking water supply. This concludes my presentation on the cross-connection backflow model. For more information, there are supplemental materials available. Thank you.